they have had a strong transition. They are ready to take over. But the transition, that 71 days, is key because if you do it well, if you can set yourself up for a good 100 days, that sets you up for a good presidency. If you haven't done it well, you're going to have a rocky first 100 days, and then your presidency may not be as successful as you hoped that it would be. We'll see. He gets to work starting this afternoon, signing some executive orders. The real work, he says, will begin on Monday. That's when he'll tackle a lot of the thorny issues that he campaigned on over these last 18 months. Brett?
Well, we're happy to have you as our point man at the White House through this journey as the Bidens are being escorted off there by Vice President Pence. It's quite something to watch.
It is quite something to watch. Let's bring in our political correspondent, Carl Cameron, who is down there on Capitol Hill. Carl.
Hi, Martha. Donald Trump's long road to the White House, now the President of the United States, was in many ways guided by signs of American anger. Over and over and over again, he talked about his feeling that the economy wasn't fair, that too many people were being left behind, and that American principles and values had been essentially derailed, and the average guy and the average woman weren't being attended to. And today, the President of the United States in his inaugural address said, "For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the costs. This day will be remembered as the day the people became rulers of this nation again." That encapsulates what was his campaign. He will go into the Capitol and sign some executive orders, just a few today, mostly logistic, but he has promised to do a great deal on day one. And he acknowledged that today was one of ceremony, and for him the real work begins on Monday. And that means executive orders and a new agenda for Washington and the country, one that is meant to answer that anger that Donald Trump tapped into as a candidate and now governs the country as president with. Martha?
Carl, thank you very much.
As we're looking at these live pictures, the Vice President Pence escorting the former Vice President, Dr. Biden, to the motorcade, and we're getting ready for that moment where the Obamas will say goodbye. And after 8 years in office, obviously, no matter what you thought of these past 8 years, you have to give credit for the service. It's not easy to live in that White House. It comes with a lot of perks, but it comes with a lot of sacrifice. Let's listen in as the Obamas say goodbye. called Marine One because it holds the former president, Barack Obama, and the former First Lady, Michelle Obama, taking off, heading out west. You know, it seems, Fred, just like the other day, that Chief Justice Roberts was delivering the oath in 2009, had to do it again, remember that, in the White House, and he kind of stumbled on it. And now we are 8 years later, 583 days from a certain billionaire businessman going down an escalator in Trump Tower, and this is the former President Obama taking off in this helicopter. It's quite something.
It certainly is, and of course, I had the thought, Brett, when that helicopter lifted off, that where are they going to take him? Up to his house on Belmont Road, which is just a short distance from the White House, but as you say, he's going out west, so that allows him to go through this full ceremony and fly out to the Joint Base Andrews and presumably be flown from there to on something other than Air Force One to where he's going. The time seems to have flown, and yet, you know, to a great many people in this country, these were a long 8 years. And these are the people who put Mr. Trump in office. And I think it's very fair, as I won't be the first to remark, that if you think about the legacy of this man whom we see flying off in a helicopter now, it really can be summed up in 2 words: Donald Trump. His presidency gave us this new presidency in a very real way. And you heard it reflected in all the things that Mr. Trump said today when he was outlining the difficulties that he is seeking with his presidency to overcome.
You know, I know that Tucker, conservative commentators, maybe Sean Hannity even, would really like that image of him getting in the helicopter and going away. But let's just take a moment. Looking back at the last 8 years, what did you say was a good thing for the country?
Well, I mean, I think the very fact of Obama's presidency suggested profound progress. I mean, that was the core hope of the presidency: redemption of America's original sin. That was why a lot of people who didn't agree with him voted for him the first time. And part of the sadness, part of the bitterness of it all, is that it's a more divided country and an unhappier country than it was 8 years ago. You know, there are certain presidents who are so large, either in their personal personas or their historical significance, that they obscure their own legacies while they're there. You can't sort of see past them. And I think it was very hard to see past Obama. Perhaps President Trump will be a similar figure. And so it takes a while to assess what we've just seen. How is the country different from the country we lived in 8 years ago? My sense is that it's very different politically and culturally. But I haven't seen a single person write like a summation of how America has changed. I hope someone will.
We're just watching because the helicopter is sweeping around the entire mall period, which of course stretches from the Lincoln Memorial and past the Washington Monument, and then over our heads here and up to the Capitol. And it is a moment that the former Marine One pilot always gives the former president now an opportunity to sort of look at Washington as it lies beneath him, as he takes that one last lap around and thinks about, no doubt, all that has transpired in the course of the last 8 years, perhaps, you know, obviously some of the good times for the Obamas, but also the fact that he very much thought he was going to be leaving all of this in the hands of Hillary Clinton. And today there is a very different legacy that is told. And you also can't underestimate the difference between these two men in so many ways. You think back to the no-drama Obama